I'm getting off at it.
Jamie!
That's why you like me on it.
It's going to start in a minute.
No, you got to say like 640 like that.
It's
It's overkill.
It might not have music on.
When you drive to fields and back. Do you do most of the
Put
driving?
the buses out, though.
Yeah. Pardon?
Put the buses out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tomorrow's meet-up might be adjusted a bit. If YNC comes earlier,
Yeah.
then I'll still get you earlier, but...
Let me know what happens. Some more of
I'll
a
send you a photo when YNC
Yeah?
They love my car.
So you've got to put all your stuff back in there as well.
It's working!
No, a lot of it I've gone through. A lot of it's from the old...
Is it on loud weight to the car as well? Put more stuff in your corner.
They put them in it. Just get them jumping up and down that bucket of suspension. He might even toot before we leave.
That's a music, Dave! It doesn't normally turn it on. That's with...
Yeah, he just turned it off.
No, he changes it. Right. Maybe 2 and 3.
I can check notes on everybody to see what they've been to. So I can check on everybody to see what they've been up to.
He hasn't put on welcome aboard yet. No.
Attention. On that coach pack there.
Unless it's because it's just us and that.
As we head over the overpass, we see Bournemouth Pier just
That
into the
it really
to
needs
our right.
to.
Our award-winning beach is 9.5 miles long, stretching from Sandbanks in the west to Hindlesbury Head in the east.
It's only us.
Of the lower gardens with the Bourne Stream,
Yes,
which
we
the
got
town
on the
gives its
bird.
name. The name comes from a Scottish bird feeding a large
Yeah, Dave.
wonderful gardens, the local parks departments having 2 nurseries and a team of
doesn't like
dedicated gardeners and green
Well, that comes from the
tending to
comments.
1,000 hectares of green space.
That's a really nice
20%
bar.
of
That's
the
when I
town.
picked them up in.
Oh yeah.
Coming up on our right is the Royal Bath Hotel, the very first hotel in Bournemouth. It was opened on the day of Queen Victoria's coronation in June 1838. As we travel down Westover Road, to our left is Art Deco Pavilion Theatre, now nearly 100 years old.
faster than I.
It hosts
Always
a back-to-back
fast.
programme of plays, musicals,
It's a bit faster from what I
also the home to Pavilion Dance Southwest, an inspirational charity that has, in the last 10 years, allowed more than 500 million people from every section of society
Speakers are louder.
to experience the joy of dance. Look up to the right for more Art Deco buildings which used to house a number of hotels.
Oh, you just enjoy your break.
2 cinemas. One of the Bournemouth saw the Beatles play 6-night residency
Yeah.
in December of 1963, just before Beatlemania took the band around the world. The same year, Bournemouth also hosted the Rolling Stones and Cliff Richard and the Shadows.
Finally, Dave, it is.
Oh look, there's the one we went on the way back.
Yeah.
It's good my work here, because if I don't like
Poppy David always takes this bus.
we always think,
He doesn't like the other ones.
oh, no, it's not.
He hates the half open.
Oh, so nice.
He's got his hand on the on. Why is he thinking about doing this? He will. He's going to remember to do it under the bridge. Hopefully he does.
There's no one else.
Let's manage it like that.
Yeah, maybe the manager.
Shortly coming up, BH2, the new cinema and restaurant complex. And this was once the site of the town's bus station, which was so large it had 2 levels. In the 1970s, the bus station was buzzing with holidaymakers during the summer months. However, it was badly damaged by fire during 1976. Although around 80 buses on the upper level managed to be driven out, 16 coaches on the lower level were destroyed. The building was finally demolished in 1982.
Back on time for the 3 o'clock.
For many years, this area was open heathland, but by the 1790s, smugglers were using the area to move their contraband from the cliff tops and shires.
When we meet up with someone, it's always this bus we get. It's always this bus when we meet up with someone.
Always this one?
Yeah, and it's always this.
In 1810,
well, Jamie, you joined us on VBN. You joined us on VBN, that's different. That's what's different, this one was going to come. Line 2! No! Matchons!
As we travel up Priory Road, we head up onto the West Cliff. This area has an extremely wide choice of hotels and guest houses. There is something for everyone, from young persons' budget accommodation costing £20 a night, through to the very expensive and very plush Marriott Highcliffe. The choice of politicians attending party conferences, standing on the left, just above a lift to the beach. The very big investments in more hotels, bars and restaurants reflects Bournemouth's potential as the South Coast's leading resort, and the fact that the area is very busy all weekend throughout the year. At the next roundabout, notice the mature pines that dominate the street scene from here on.
Both of them cheating!
Bournemouth looked very different. It would have been bare and sunny heathland, like much of the New Forest to the east, and Dorset to the west. And then landowners started planting more than 3 million Scotch pines. This was partly as a reverse by the 1880s, the transformation was complete. Dorset writer Thomas Hardy called Bournemouth Sandbourne in his novel Tess of the D'Urbervilles. He described it as a Mediterranean lounging place on the English Channel. Truer, with our special microclimate.
Funnier from what Marek is, that. Yeah, it's funnier from what Marek is. Because Marek told us no filming. Yeah. Angle said we was allowed to film that time. Angle said we was allowed to film.
Let's drive deeper into the pine woods along a purpose-built
He doesn't mind us
with amazing views.
No, he's seen us before.
If the weather is clear, a fine view is coming up on the left of the white chalk cliffs of Old Harry
That's a
at
good
the end
view.
of the Isle of Purbeck.
Right, we're going to show us some of your hiker stuff.
Transformed by the erosion of the sand and gravel into lush entice the visitor to explore.
I don't really like.
We're following dirty
Would you tell him that us not went on
Yeah, but I already told Toby because I need to. I told
got a special guest on GDZ, and it was us that arranged that special guest. We might even have Max Speed to the home.
secret chambers to stash the contraband.
So we might even have Max to the home.
It's
got all.
When his home was demolished, it was found to contain a secret room only accessible through a door.
He's going to do the arm pump.
Up a chimney.
Yeah, the horn song.
bus will be slowing down to cross some bridges that cross the Charles. The most famous
He puts stuff on late this
the
job.
accident occurred in 1892. Course of history. The future Prime Minister and wartime leader, Winston Churchill, was a teenager on holiday with his younger brother and cousin, who chased him along the bridge. When he tried to jump across to a fir tree, he lost his grip and fell 30 feet to the ground below. He was unconscious for 3 days and then down for 3 months.
He went married.
I used to live around here.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, right next to the bridge that leads to Churchill.
Oh, Winston.
Yeah, I used to live right next to that bridge.
And Steve told him to know he announced. What did Steve say? Go. Yeah. Oh.
Plants from Australia,
Yeah.
Asia and South America to flourish. These are all tropical gardens.
Jamie, you can have buoyant seats tomorrow. Yeah.
26. Follow the well-marked plant trail from Atlas to Gardens, the plant from Mexico that is the basic
Poppy, I can't believe we've got the bus to ourselves.
name of this
I
child.
can't believe we've got the bus to ourselves.
Used here 400 years ago from
We've got more legs like this than the last
alum is used to mix the colour of
last one. He
the
hardly had this.
softening the process. Mining didn't carry on for long, and some claim that the first chemical industry in Britain was born in this area.
I didn't think it was all coming in. He never has before. Whoa! Match and slave!
Normally, sometimes we just go back to my house.
Does the engine sound different on this one, Jay? It does have music on it. Didn't have this on the last one. Yeah, no, definitely.
That's what he says. He's got to do it. Really?
I'm not saying, why don't you go down and try that?
Another famous resident of the Chimes was Robert Louis Stevenson, the adventure story writer best known for Treasure Island. He came to Bournemouth for his health and lived close to here for 3 years in the 1880s, producing The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Kidnapped. The success of these works allowed him to travel to Samoa in search of even better health, but he died there in 1894. He called his house here Skerryville, after a Scottish lighthouse built by his family. Skerryville was destroyed during the Second World War, but you can visit a memorial garden on its site.
As we come into Westbourne, we pass elegant houses and reach an affluent area with many small independent shops, posh boutiques, delis and restaurants. Westbourne is known to its residents as the village and is admired for the friendly atmosphere of its streets and arcades. It has such a great reputation that people come from all over Bournemouth and Poole to eat and drink here. Westbourne is also home to some of the best pubs in Bournemouth, a great place to sample the very best of British beer, real ale from local producers like Woodhouse or the Ringbo Brewery.
Sorry? Huh?
I said the entrance lounge is like a bigger bar.
Yeah. So Poppy, you're going to watch it go with us as well?
Look across to the large
See if he does the horn again.
called County Gates. You can see the offices of an insurance company, Liverpool and Victoria in the centre. But for many years, this was the boundary between the counties of Dorset to the west and Hampshire.
If Dave remembers, he will do the horn under the tunnel for us.
Bournemouth and Christchurch were incorporated into Dorset, boosting the size of the small county of Bournemouth. Today, roughly half of Dorset's population, over 700,000, lives in the Bournemouth conurbation.
GDZ! Dave, he'll never turn this one out. No. He was going to for us if the horn worked. Because of how loud it was. George is going to have the other one. He was... Yeah. No, this bus used to be in London. Yeah. Probably why it's got such a loud horn. It used to be in Bath. LX is London. Huh?
Are they like that? Or do they just like they do
Whoever's on second out gets this one.
Okay.
And whoever's first out gets angled. I dare angle to take this one day. See how you got my angle pace. Yeah.
Why?
Instead of devolving, you're in the place out.
We are now travelling down the avenue. Many of the mature pine trees either side of the road were here before Bournemouth existed as a town. The sandy, acidic soil, characteristic of the area, provides very little nutrients for crop plants.
I think Dave
The plants
do
that
the
do
English.
thrive, of course, represent the
Maybe we will.
found in many
I
little
think
pockets in
we will.
gardens, the edges of parks, and along the top of the cliff. Look out for the yellow gorse bushes. Warmed by the sun, the smoke shining from the flowers, have a sweet smell, reminiscent of coconuts.
Oh, it's too big. All wraps. When it goes up to the back tunnel. It's going to be loud. How far is it? Past 5 feet far. Jamie, it might say it.
Next stop, Brownsea Island. Hop off the bus here to get straight onto the beach. There is a seafront promenade, and if you turn left,
Attention! Ankle sports!
walk just over a mile to the Sandbanks. If you walk straight ahead, you can enjoy a blue flag beach, some of the cleanest bathing water in England. Also on the beach is an elegant restaurant that is especially known for its variety of fresh fish daily. It's in an Art Deco building.
Doesn't have to do it,
It's the country's first solarium, offering artificial sunshine under ultraviolet lamps all year round.
I don't like that.
If you look to the right as we climb the hill, you can see the start of one of the longest chines, Brownsea Island. It stretches inland for a mile and a half and is said to have been a regular route for smugglers as they headed inland. One visitor who appreciated the walks here was the local John Churchill. He wrote, "Walk the asphalt paths of Brownsea Chine. Residents strong. The houses either side of the chine have some of the biggest plots in the area, affording maximum privacy, making them very desirable and very inexpensive. Many homes selling for
It's like Echo.
It echoes a lot under that tunnel. Sam, you heard it when Marek did it. How loud do you think Marek did it when he did it?
Quite loud.
I bet he said he'd try to do it louder. I bet he holds it. I bet he... I think he's going to hold it. Yeah.
The village at the top of the hill is an exclusive neighbourhood called Canford Cliffs.
It's a discovered tourist
Someone has
drop.
the average wealth of the residents of Canford Cliffs is within the top 2% of people in the country. If you look carefully, you can see some signs. Rolls Royces are commoner on the streets here than anywhere else. A hairdressing salon offers a valet parking service, and the luxurious cafes are designed so that you can both
Oh,
see
unless they thought they can use bus
situation.
pass.
Canford
Is
Cliffs in the headlines when a bank decided not to allow clients to use its branch unless they had an income of
unless they all think
£100,000
the way
a
a clock
year.
ain't gonna come, and that's
The village's reputation for a very friendly atmosphere. After the village, enjoy the gradual descent towards
sightseeing.
Poole Harbor, with many fabulous new houses being built on either side.
I still can't relate to that. Yeah, I was very surprised at that. Eclipse! Can't remember actually. Have we got a guest tonight? He won't be able to tell ya. Huh? Green Defender Road! Does have music, dude! These bus trips I like doing. The open top ones. And this one, I'll tell you.
At the bottom of the hill, we'll be returning to sea level on reaching the shore of Poole Harbor. This is the second
not
largest
too
natural
far away
harbour
from
in
the
the
tunnel,
world,
we're not.
after Sydney Harbour in Australia. You'll see that it is popular with all types of boat owners, and particularly windsurfers. The harbour has double tides, which means that there is a useful amount of high water to sail in during each 24-hour period. If you want to drive round the harbour, it's about 25 miles, but if you were to follow the shoreline closely, it would be about 5 times longer. The biggest island in the middle of the harbour is Brownsea Island, one of 5 islands in the harbour. Hidden out of sight between Brownsea and the Purbeck Hills in the distance is Fursey Island, and towards the west are Green, Round and Long Island. Poole lies over to the right, and so does Wareham, sandwiched between 2 rivers emptying into the back of the harbour. They are the River Froome and the River Piddle. That's a name which is back in favour after the starchy Victorian times when it was sometimes called the River Trent. An easy boat trip from Poole Quay will take you to Wareham for fish and chips on its quay or a walk around its Saxon defences. If you look between the houses on the left, you can see the beach. We're on a thin spit of land between Poole Harbor to our right and the English Channel to our left.
I reckon it's the English, and if we ask, it won't. Okay. Do it! What sort? So the 10 o'clock would have done it! So 10 o'clock discuss when David does it. Yes, there you go. They might be waiting for the 60, yeah, they might.
The tip of the Sandbanks Peninsula has been called the Monte Carlo of the South Coast and is one of the highest land values in the world, just behind Tokyo and Manhattan. Until the 1920s, this place was covered in rabbit-infested sand dunes, but by 1999, plots were being bought and sold for £1 million. The most sought-after ones have water frontage, often with their own landing stage. This is a place where a developer might pay £5 million for a plot of land, tear down a perfectly good new house on it, and put up a steel and glass super home, selling for £10 million. As well as houses, there are a couple of hotels, shops, and places to eat, including one of Rick Stein's restaurants. The former Beatle John Lennon bought a house here for his aunt Mimi in 1965, and he would often visit to escape the limelight and the screaming fans. She continued to live here until her death in 1991. The following year, the house was bulldozed, and today a new house sits on the site.
Coming up on the left is where cars queue for the ferry across to the perfect sandy beach of Shell Bay and the rest of the Isle of Purbeck. It only takes about 3 minutes and is great for pedestrians and cyclists too. Because of the very strong tidal currents that run through the harbour entrance, the ferry pulls itself along on 2 large chains. When the chains are worn out, they're used by local fishermen to provide moorings in the
I
harbour.
bet it makes me jump
Beyond
when
the ferry,
David
we come to
too,
more
so...
fabulous properties, many lived in by well-known people such as Harry Redknapp. Harry's a local treasure in these parts because in his time he's managed Bournemouth, Southampton and Portsmouth.
Imagine Jamie was on the phone when Dave tooted.
Send that in after, alright?
Did you see it from the back? No.
far from the tunnel. He's gonna go through. He's going to try to.
Right, I think it's the bridge next.
Are we all going deaf, Jamie, at the bridge?
Yeah.
Are we on today's episode of How to Go Deaf?
You've got to
You're going to
say
tell little man we've already been deaf like that.
Very popular for homeless, bird watchers, and theatre goers with the annual open air productions
So
take place. Brownsea Castle at the left-hand end of the island is leased to the John Lewis Partnership, the owners of the Waitrose supermarket chain and the John Lewis department stores. It's used for training and as a retreat for staff to stay in and enjoy sharing it with the resident peacocks and red squirrels after the daydreamers have gone home. The island is one of the few places in southern England where red squirrels survive because grey squirrels have never been introduced to the island. The island used to have a clay mine and pottery, but all activity had ended by the time the local private owners, the Bond and Christie family, left in the early 1960s. Brownsea is famous as the home of the Scouting movement. Scouting began in 1907 when Robert Baden-Powell built the first Scouting camp on the island. He'd been a British Army general during the Cold War and saw a need for a lifetime of training in practical skills and leadership. Currently, over 31 million boys and girls in 216 countries are scouts and guides. You can see a bronze statue of Robert Baden-Powell on Poole Quay, and Poole Quay is the place to get a boat across to Brownsea Island. Please ask the driver for more details.
I want to see you.
Behind Brownsea Island sits Furze
Not even
Island,
waiting till
a British farm oilfield. It was developed by BP in the late 1980s.
I bet you had a few floors and it does that all.
Producing over 100,000 barrels of oil a day. The oil field is in one of the country's most environmentally sensitive areas. The drillers used a directional drilling technique to tap into reservoirs extending right out 10 miles underwater.
How come it burn that?
Oil gas extracted and pumped through an underground pipeline to the Poole Harbor refinery in Southampton.
It is that when he does it under the tunnel. Yeah, we're quite close. 2 miles away from what? Do you reckon you need the chin or just hold it down? I reckon he'll hold it. I reckon he's slowing down so he can do it.
Sailing boats, windsurfers, kite surfers, and
How
cargo
come he's
vessels
letting the other
are not
cars
the
go
only
ahead?
activity out there on the waters.
Oh, yeah.
The biggest ones you will see belong to the ferry companies linking Poole with the Channel Islands, Cherbourg, and St Malo. They use a channel 25 feet deep, but the average width of the rest of the ferry is only a couple of feet. Sometimes you can see dark-coloured inflatable boats containing members of the Special Boat Service, the SBS, out on manoeuvres. The SBS is a special forces of the Royal Navy, manned mostly by supervised Marines that makes the travel-worthy just across a lifting bridge in Poole. The SBS are the UK's equivalent of the US Navy SEALs. They specialise in amphibious operations using mini-subs and small boats for intelligence gathering and counter-terrorism operations.
It's not
Also on the water, but trained to save lives rather than to take them, are lifeboats.
Oh,
National Lifeboat Institution's headquarters and college, which are also in Poole. The RNLI is a charity to save lives at sea around the coast of Great Britain since its foundation
I like
in
you. What do
1824.
another?
And its lifeboats, whose crew members are mostly unpaid volunteers, help more than
Dave, you actually got Dave little!
Worth it though, we got some too.
Yeah!
Local authorities
I wasn't even expecting him to do it arriving. I was.
helping you to swim in the clean and safe conditions.
Oh, get ready! Get ready for it!
Times since the 1980s, more than
He's gonna hold this off! Are you going to record it as well? Jamie's going to record it as well. I can't definitely record this. Here we go. Hello, it's up to the tunnel. Oh, God.
We've been travelling through the area.
This is the tunnel, Poppy.
Now we're beginning to get close again to shallow tidal inlets and reclaimed land on the left. The road narrows to go under a high railway bridge carrying
Railway bridge! Here we go!
Waterloo. It takes about 2 hours by train.
Yeah! Oh, it's this from us!
Further west at Wareham, the line used to connect with the Brownsea
Oh, that's probably why he's saying cars, man!
in the 1970s. Soon after, a group of enthusiastic local volunteers joined together to reopen a short section of the
He's gonna do it.
trains. They've been so successful that special steam trains from London
Oh, God, he's got it on!
and Swanage, and there are hopes of a permanent push to the rest of the rail network.
Yes! He did! He did! He did normally say!
That was louder than I expected.
And it's high! It's heavy! I had to say thank you when we get off the bus. Apparently he doesn't get told off that driver. No, he doesn't. So he's allowed to do what he wants. How loud do you think that was?
Quite loud, very loud.
I got it, by the way, and I can hear you two in the background. Come on, John.
John, let the slow John through!
And it looks like a granddad.
Granddad! Oh! Let the slow John through! Let the old granddad through! No, the granddad's son! No, not so
We will shortly be slowing down to head to Poole Harbor, but first we'll pass Poole Civic Centre, which used to be the home of Poole Borough Council
That's what he said to me. Yeah.
with the formation of BCP Council. The Civic Centre was built
How is his turn?
Oh,
Oh,
that's
their
in the
little
Art Deco style. On the outside, just below the cast iron and lead
He's
guttering,
alright.
24 superb sculptured stone reliefs depicting historical events from the earliest times to the 20th century. Poole Park was constructed on land given to people of Poole by Lord of Westbourne, covering more than 100 acres. The area used to be marshland and grazing meadows that was opened by Edward, Prince of Wales, in 1890. Known as the People's Park, the area is well used by locals and visitors alike. If you fancy stretching your legs, there is a flat half-hour walk from here to Poole Quay.
The Romans made a supply base in the harbour when they invaded 2,000 years ago. But until Norman times, 1,000 years later, Wareham was the more important port. In the Middle Ages, Poole suffered raids by Spanish and French attackers and gained some to export.
JBC Star!
Today, the Speaker of the House of Lords has a symbolic sack of wool as his throne. After the new colonies in North America had been founded, Poole had lucrative trade exporting all kinds of provisions, including tobacco. boats made of clay from around the harbour, but the real money spinner was trading dried cod from Newfoundland to the Catholic countries of Europe to meet their demand for fish in exchange for wine and olive oil from the Mediterranean. This made local merchants vastly rich and explains the opulent houses you'll see in the High Street and on the quay in Poole. But 200 years ago, other ports took over this trade, and Poole dwindled in importance as its harbour proved too shallow for the new generation of ships.
She got off the bus last one.
Where?
Here. You're a nightmare, are you, boys?
Not me, but David today. It's not obvious. Oh yeah, I said to you in the message, didn't I? It'll probably be Lee. I said it would probably be Lee.
You did.
I thought it was Dave Hewitt came back. He would have gone mental with the horn under that tunnel. He would have gone. Jamie, when do you have to next start the streamers? Yeah. Stars and James. The more women buses there, the probably do think they should ride the more women bus. Eight bugs.
Really? What do you think?
Yeah. Hey, 25! Jamie, 25!
Wow.
There!
Is the main bus station.
That's
a variety of different
That's the bus
performance
here
spaces,
it goes.
which is one of the
I like
largest
it.
art centres outside
If Max was here, he would have been doing the horn sign and we would have heard another
Symphony
two.
Orchestra. It has also hosted many famous bands from Oasis to U2 and singers Kate
Do you
Tina
have
Turner.
questions?
Michael
No.
Jackson even played the venue early in his career as part of the Jackson 5.
Jamie, will we get dinner with you?
The iconic
I don't know.
building dominated the centre of Poole for more than 40 years and at its
Probably.
peak employed more than 2,500 people. Locally, if you did not work there yourself, you would almost certainly know someone who did.
Yeah.
Is the domination Arndale Centre, one of 23 Arndale Centres built by property developers who are the park and establishment now. The Arndale Island motto of their name is Arnold and Chippendale. It's never been celebrated for its architectural merit. It was one of the first American-style shopping malls to be linked to the Arndale.
Whoa!
You're a pig.
As we travel over Towngate Bridge, we cross the main London Waterloo to Weymouth railway line.
You're a
We
bit
have
late,
views
buddy.
across
That's
the
about
Hunts
there.
Bay to our right, a large area of Poole Harbor, which is reached by the narrow channel that runs in front of Poole southwest across Poole Harbor, and at one time
Yeah,
seen as
so
a
you
miserable
need
and
more
desolate place where nothing would grow, hence the name Poole. We will now be passing a boat ride on a number of buildings of the RNLI. The RNLI, one of the country's biggest charities, has its headquarters based here in Poole. In addition to the central administration, this is also where new lifeboats are designed, tested, and put through their sea trials. There is a college where crew members can learn the vital skills that allow them to go out in all weathers and help mariners in distress. The college includes an indoor training pool that can simulate the worst of sea conditions, with waves, wind, rain, and even artificial thunder and lightning. The pool also allows crews to practice their capsize drills with full-size inshore lifeboats that can be tipped over on purpose and then righted again, all inside the training pool.
Oh yeah, that's where you collect the milk from, just round there. Oh. And it's Grandad. Let the old Grandad through. No, Grandad son. They'll also go through. Yeah. Fucking hell. I thought I was going to beat the ornaments too. Probably stupid because going to have to beat the horn just there.
I don't know.
Actually, when he beats get revenge. He won't. It's 12 minutes we've got, yes.